Great. Our next question is from Shelly Brown. Shelly Brown, you are now live. And this will be our last question.
Thank you. My question is geared towards IRS and agriculture primarily. I can go many other areas, but I would encourage you also to hook up with Trent Luce on Beck News, because he's a huge agricultural proponent across our country with many things that people are just totally unaware of, anywhere from racehorse industry to crop and protein production, everything across our country. So please hook up with him. But my main thing is...
You have to look at it.
Okay, great. Trent Luce on the tails. He's all over social media. And but anyway, so I encourage you to hook up with him, because I think you guys could really team up and do some positive things in the agricultural world. I was an agricultural producer in beef and poultry production in Big Cabin, Oklahoma, for many years, and I raised a million broiler birds a year. 7 years of those all by myself as a female ag producer in the top 5% of producers with Tyson and Simmons Foods. I left agricultural production 5 years ago and retired. I never ever had a IRS tax liability until I left agricultural production. Now I have a tax liability with the IRS for $30,000. And I feel like I've been penalized for leaving agricultural production. And that's what kind of, it ticks me off. I'm not going to pay it. I'm not. I don't know. Who owns the IRS? What does the IRS really do? And who are they? Who enables them? And all of that money that we send out, because you're in agricultural production, as a family, so you know what it takes, labor-wise. And all of a sudden, I have a tax reduction when I, at 60 years old, decide to retire. And now I have a $30,000 tax liability just to be sent to some, pardon the expression, jerk-off in Ukraine. I'm not going to do it. I will fight it every step of the way. So that's kind of my primary concern, is in a nation that cannot feed itself, cannot prosper. And I was an excellent ag producer. I produced a good product. I wouldn't have been in the top 5% with Tyson if I wasn't. And when you think about these things and how people in agriculture try to just get by, that's really, I don't care if you're in crop production, beef production, poultry production, I don't care what it is. We really just kind of eke out a living with that instead of clocking in with a job. People have no idea what it takes to produce their food in this country. And so I want to hear from you really what's going to be done to protect agricultural production in this country, where it's not being bought out by foreigners. And I can tell you, even as a grower for Simmons, they have a plant in Arkansas that was totally switched over to halal mandate and facing the east or whatever on their production level. And these kind of things are kind of creeping into our country. And so I want to hear from you what's going to be done to kind of protect agricultural business in this country. I don't care if it's from Chinese marijuana growing, which is horribly infiltrated here in Oklahoma, and I'm totally against, to beef production, to poultry production, to hog production, to crop production. And I want to know what kind of protection or I want to know the level of who owns the IRS, who mandates the IRS, who owns the IRS.
That's you as we the people
This is your government, and this is a government where you elect representatives to in your proxy to make wise decisions, right? It's your government. So let me go to your question about protecting production agriculture. I have a great belief that the monopolization within the ag industry, I think one way to solve it is to be able to allow a regionalization of our food intake once again. To allow, think about how for somebody to find the niche that is a small cow calf guys, my family larger, but for the cow calf guys that learned the opportunity, especially for I use the term cold cattle. People know what I'm talking about. They're in the cattle industry. To be able to process and make sure that you're getting about $200-300 for a cow that's been profitable for you, and she got some years left, but you think I need to go ahead and send her. A lot of people in the drought had to make that decision this year. How can you make sure that that your older cattle you can get a good return on that cattle going to the harvest? And what I would contend is the Federal Meat Safety Inspection Act, I believe, has led to a monopolization. And I believe if we can empower states, again, it goes back to the concept of federalism, which is state power. If we can empower the states to get back in control, I believe I think you've got wise individuals. I don't think that wisdom is only found in Washington, D.C. to protect our food, protect our fiber. Let the regulations on the state level, instead of someone having to sell you a live beef so you can skirt the Federal Meat Safety Inspection Act, and then you go to your local slaughter house, and then you once it's processed, then you each pick up your portion of it. You're doing that to skirt the Federal Meat Safety Inspection Act. And some people in the production agricultural arena have figured out that you can get a better profit margin, right? Especially on the older cow deal or hamburger. So why wouldn't we advocate for returning a lot of those decisions, the state regulatory authority, back to the states, and let the states encourage competition in the free market? Let those processors. I live in a very small community, and we've got one very small communities all across Oklahoma, across the nation, and allow those guys to be able to process product, and you be able to buy that product. And you'd be able to legally buy that product without having to jump through the hoops that the federal government has created. So I believe that is one way to regionalize, and it gives you more value for your product. You can get a better product, a leaner product, and I think that is a huge step, can be a huge step. And so I'm going to support those type of measures on the federal level. It's 9:02. To respect everyone's time, I want to thank you. Let me say this. You can reach out to us to send questions. You can email us. We've got a response through the letters you send us that will be coming back to you. But also, I encourage you to show up to our live town hall event. If you didn't have a chance, and I know we didn't get through, I don't know how many people on the call, but I know we didn't get to everyone's question. I encourage you to attend some of our town halls that are forthcoming. We've done almost 20 live town halls across the 2nd Congressional District. And so let me give you some dates. April 3rd at 6 p.m. we're going to be in Choteau. I encourage you to attend that if you're in the Choteau area. Monday, April 3rd. On Tuesday, April the 4th, we're going to be 8 a.m. at the Hillside Christian Church, Nowata Town Hall. Tuesday, April 4th, 8 a.m. Also, Tuesday, April 4th at 10 a.m. we'll be at Bonita at Clayton's Cafe. Bonita, Oklahoma, 10 a.m. on April 4th. Also on April 4th, we'll be doing a Miami Town Hall at 12 p.m. At Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College, the Common Hall Auditorium. And then April 4th also, we'll be doing a 3 to 4 p.m. town hall at J Public Schools. And then the last one on April the 4th, on Tuesday, April 4th, will be 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. in the Grove City Hall. And then on April the 5th, we'll be at Henrietta, at the Henrietta Civic Center, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Henrietta. April 5th, Wednesday, will be at 12 noon at the Hugo Town Hall, Hugo Agriplex Convention Center, 12 noon, April 5th, Wednesday, Hugo. That brings back a good memory of doing a town hall with Tom Coburn, my very first town hall with him almost 18 years ago. 3 p.m. on April the 5th, Wednesday. April the 5th will be 3 p.m. at Broken Bow Town Hall, Broken Bow Library. April 5th, Wednesday, Broken Bow Town Hall, Broken Bow Library, 3 to 4 p.m. And the last event we'll be doing April 5th, that Wednesday. It will be at 5 p.m. in Idabel at the Idabel Museum of the Red River. And shout out to my friend Daniel Vick, he's still the curator there, who went to middle school at Albany, America together. Encourage you to attend those. I'm grateful. You can also learn more about us at brecheen.house.gov. Please stay in contact. Join up, get on our website at brecheen.house.gov and get on our newsletter. You can stay up to speed on the daily activities, what we're doing, what we're voting on. Follow our Facebook page to see the commentary that we're making in our on the floor and hearings. And with that, I'm grateful to you for taking the time to be with us. Look forward to seeing you at Town Hall. God bless you. And with sincerity, let's be in prayer for our nation, believing that we can be a shining city on a hill. That is something that this nation can continue to be if we'll embrace the virtues that our founding fathers handed us. God bless you. Thanks for joining us.